Hola, ¿qué tal? In this video we're going to have a look at a 90-word task relating to fiestas or Spanish festivals, and in particular we're going to be looking at some reference to the Castellers de Vilafranca. Now I'm just going to expand on that a little bit. The word Castellers comes from a Catalan term. So Catalonia is the area in the northeast of Spain, where Barcelona is the capital. And in that area of Catalonia, they speak the language called Catalan, and the word Castell is the Catalan word for castillo or castle. So the Castellers are the Catalan people who make castles. Now, when we talk about making castles, what we're talking about is that they are human towers. They, as you may be able to get an idea from the picture here, the people that do it, they form a base and then they climb on each other's shoulders. They stand on each other's shoulders, and then you get all the way up to the top, lots of levels, and then usually it's a very small child that has climbed to the very top, because they need to be much lighter, so they're not putting too much weight on the heavier people underneath, and they will make it to the top. So great thing to see, well worth Googling a video for the Castellers to get a feel for what it looks like. Anyway, let's focus in now on this 90-word task. It says, acabas de ir a una fiesta en España. So you've just gone to a festival in Spain. Escríbele una carta a tu amiga española. Write a letter to your Spanish friend. Mention. So that's a typical thing you see in a 90-word task where it sets the scene. Let's have a look at the 4 bullet points now. ¿Qué hiciste en la fiesta? What did you do at the festival? Notice it ends in iste. So if a verb ends in iste or aste, it's a preterite tense. It's talking about what you did in the past. Tu opinión de la comida española. Your opinion about Spanish food. It's always 2 bullet points asking for present tense opinions, and 1 for the past tense, 1 for future tense. Okay, this second one, it's another present tense one. ¿Qué diferencias hay entre las fiestas en España y en Inglaterra? What differences are there between the festivals in Spain and England? And finally, ¿qué vas a hacer este fin de semana? What are you going to do this weekend? So whenever you see in the question vas a, followed by an infinitive, vas a hacer, you are going to do, so you know it's referring to the future. And also it says este fin de semana, this weekend. I suppose it could refer to different time frames, but in this case it's referring to this weekend coming. Right, okay, so that's the most important bit, understanding those 4 bullet points so you know what you need to do. And then back to a typical thing that you always see in 90-word tasks, where it says, escribe aproximadamente 90 palabras en español. Write approximately 90 words in Spanish. Responde a todos los aspectos de la pregunta. Answer all aspects of the question. Okay, so without further ado, let us get on to, let me just move myself out of the way there. Let us get on to looking at the model answer. So I will say each phrase in Spanish, then I'll pause so that you can practice repeating the Spanish to work on your pronunciation, or when you rewind the video, you can work on your translating into English, which I will then follow on by translating it into English. Okay, let's run through it together. Hola María. Hi María. En agosto fui a las fiestas de Vilafranca del Penedés. In August, I went to the fiestas or the festivals of Vilafranca del Penedès. That's the name of the town. Donde vi los desfiles increíbles. Where I saw the incredible parades or processions. Lo mejor, the best thing, fue cuando saqué fotos de los castellers. Was when I took photos of the castellers. Don't really need to translate that, but it's referring to the human people who do the human towers. Que hacen torres muy altas. Who make very tall human towers. Notice the word order there. Towers, human, very tall. ¡Qué miedo! How scary. Okay, so that refers to what we did at the festival. Let's have a look at our opinion about Spanish food now. Me chifla la comida española. I love Spanish food. Pero no me gusta nada el salchichón. But I don't like salchichón at all. Now, salchichón, you don't have to translate it, but if you do, you can translate it as spicy sausage. Similar to chorizo, but not quite as spicy. Similar to, it's almost like a salami type sausage. Porque es demasiado picante. Because it's too spicy. En Vilafranca probé una coca. In Vilafranca, I tried a coca. It's the name of something, so you don't need to translate it. Un tipo de pastel dulce. A type of sweet cake. Con mermelada. With jam. Estaba buenísima. It was really good. Soy muy goloso. I am very sweet-toothed. In other words, I have a really real sweet tooth. I love sweet things. Okay, that was our response to opinion about Spanish food. Let's have a look at the differences between festivals in Spain and in England. En España hay muchas fiestas al aire libre. In Spain, there are lots of festivals in the open air. Sobre todo en verano. Especially in summer. Ya que hace buen tiempo. Since it's good weather. Una fiesta típica en Inglaterra. A typical festival in England es el 5 de noviembre. Is the 5th of November. Cuando hacemos hogueras, when we do bonfires, y vemos fuegos artificiales. And we do and we watch fireworks. Okay, that was differences between festivals in Spain and England. And on to the final bullet point, what you're going to do this weekend. Pasado mañana, the day after tomorrow, voy a ir a un festival de música en mi pueblo. I'm going to go to a music festival, a festival of music, in my town. Voy a cantar y a bailar mucho. I'm going to sing and dance a lot. Va a ser flipante. It's going to be awesome. Hasta luego. See ya. Okay, so we've talked through that one, that last bit about what you're going to do this weekend. So rewind if you're working independently, so you can practice translating into English as well before you hear me say the English translation. And also, if you're working independently, you may wish to try and produce your own 90-word response to this. Worth bearing in mind as well that you can use the words from the bullet points to help you form your sentences. So, for example, you can say en la fiesta, in the festival, before you go on to say what you did. You can say, for example, it mentions opinion. So you can say, me gusta, me encanta, me flipa, other opinion words, la comida española, Spanish food. You may go on to say, for example, hay muchas diferencias. There are lots of differences. You can use these words entre las fiestas en España y en Inglaterra, between the festivals in Spain and in England. So you can use the words from the bullet point to help you. You may say, este fin de semana, this weekend, voy a, I'm going to, and then say what you're going to do. Okay? Okay. Buena suerte. Good luck. Hasta luego.